A media center setup on a budget? This is eTech. Okay guys, I need your help. If you could take 1 second and like this video and subscribe to my channel, I'd really appreciate your help. I'm going to show you the exact setup that we have in our office, with the exception of the microphone. The microphone we actually purchased about 3 years ago when we started podcasting, and I can't find that same microphone anywhere. A microphone is very similar to a home faucet. You can buy a home faucet for $20 at Home Depot, and it's probably going to function. Maybe not that great, but it will function, and maybe it might break a little quicker than the quality name brand ones. But you could also spend thousands of dollars on a faucet depending on what exactly you want, right? So when you're looking at a microphone, get something that's in your budget, but get something, I prefer that you get something that's a decent name brand, and definitely don't trust the microphone that's in the webcam unless you're rarely going to use it. When you're in a meeting room, I think you have to be within about 5 feet of that microphone. Otherwise, that webcam mic is just not going to hold up. That's from my experience with our setup, and that's why we use an external mic. So any external mic will probably be better than what's in the webcam, but you should probably get at least a decent name brand when you're going out for a microphone. It's not going to blow your budget to get a decent name brand. Okay, with that being said, we are going to talk about the TV stand. Now, you can get a flat screen wall hanger if you want to. I actually recommend that if you're never going to move it. With our situation, you'll see in the video later when I show you our actual setup, we have angled ceilings and we couldn't really hang a TV, or we could have, but it would have been really weird and maybe not a fit properly. So we decided to go with this. Plus, we can move this around for different size meeting rooms, the whole 9 yards. So I really like this. It took me about 30 minutes to set it up. It holds up to the 65-inch TV, and it's really good quality. I mean, it feels great. We actually have a touchscreen huge setup down in our other conference room that is getting kind of old and it's very expensive, and we really don't like it, but we can't really get rid of it. It's under a lease. And this setup feels very similar, only maybe even a little bit better for a huge fraction of the price. I think those touchscreen ones go for like $8,000, and we used the touchscreen before, and then it started going bad, and we stopped using the touchscreen. So now we basically have a overpriced version of what I created for under $750. This is $129.99 plus free shipping. There's tax on it, as you know, depending on what state you live in. If you want to get one that holds a bigger TV, I guess you can't. What's the difference here? 2 shelves. Oh, okay, so if you want more shelving or a different color, they have other options that are more expensive. But this is the exact one. It's an Oncron. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I really like this. It was easy to put together. It's very good quality. I highly recommend this if you're going to go this route instead of hanging it on the wall. Okay, moving forward. This is the TV we bought for it. It's a 50-inch Vizio. It is a smart TV, but you're really not going to need the smart TV functions. And to be honest with you, from my experience with smart TVs, the internal software is usually buggy and laggy, and it's not very good. Even if you are going to use it for like Netflix and stuff like that, you're probably going to want to use whatever PC you hook up to the TV anyways. It's going to be a much better experience for you. This is the TV we bought. It was about $299 when we bought it. I think it says see all buying options. Okay, so you can get it renewed right now for $316 with a 90-day Amazon guarantee. I'm sure you can find a brand new one. TVs are so inexpensive nowadays, and if you wait for a special like Black Friday or around the Super Bowl, if we have a Super Bowl this year, you'll be able to get a very inexpensive large TV that's pretty good quality for your setup. Okay, moving on to the computer. I got this little Elite desk. I have 2 of them now. We have 2 offices. I have one in our East conference room, one of our West conference room, or training room, I should say. And they got an i5 processor, 8 gigs of RAM, 256 SSD. They're quick, they're efficient. I mean, you're not going to be able to like game on it. You probably won't be able to do any kind of hardcore video editing or photo editing very efficiently. But for using it as a media center, streaming videos, I mean, I could play 4K videos on this no problem. And also our web meetings that we do in high definition, no problem at all. And it's so quiet. I mean, there's no fan. It's really just a great device. And I bought mine for $250. Now they're being sold for $198. These are really good deals for $198. I mean, you can purchase Windows for $100. I mean, you're getting a great value here with something like this. But you can, I mean, Dell has very similar models. They're just more expensive. So you can find a lot of things like this. I recommend getting an actual mini desktop. You know, they call micro towers. I recommend getting something like that versus getting, you know, one of those little mini PCs that typically don't have a good processor in them. You want to make sure you're getting a decent processor, especially if you're going to be doing, you know, web conferencing and 4K video and all that stuff. You want something that can handle that kind of power. And this really can handle that kind of power. The only thing that's a little weird with this is it says it has Wi-Fi, but then when you get it in the box, they send you a dongle for the Wi-Fi. So the built-in Wi-Fi, I guess, doesn't work or wasn't installed, and they knew that ahead of time, and they send you a little dongle, which is nice that they send that to you. A lot of companies probably wouldn't do that. They just say, oh, yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to move on to the keyboard. And I know it's not anything crazy to talk about, but this is the Microsoft keyboard that we have. It has a really big touchpad on it, has really nice keys, volume up and down. So it does its job. That's the most important thing, getting a good quality keyboard and mouse setup that you can pass around the office when you need to. And last but not least, this is the microphone I'm currently using right now. It actually has better quality than the one that we bought a couple years ago. I eventually will start buying some nicer microphones in the near future. I'm probably going to get some, you know, $150, $200 microphones and see how much of a quality difference that you get on that. This is $49.99 with free shipping. So you really can't beat it for a starter mic, and we use it in our downstairs conference room as well, this exact model, and we don't have problems hearing each other even across the room. So this will work for your needs. Now, if you're doing, you know, presentations that's going to go online for training or whatever, you may want to step up and get a little bit better mic if it's going to be something you're going to use nationally. If it's just something you're using in-house, you know, no big deal. This will definitely do what you need to do. Okay, so that is our full setup, and now I'm going to take you through a tour of our actual setup, and then we're going to end the video. I hope you're enjoying this content. Okay, so here is the finished product. As you can see, I had some awkward slanting walls pretty much all over in this room. This is our training room / backup conference room, and it would have been really hard to find a TV mount that would have worked really well in this room. Now I probably could have mounted it on that wall, but then the furniture would not have made sense. So I bought a stand, which we talked about in the video. It was actually not too hard to put together, and then the stand has a TV mount on it, okay? And again, I was on a budget when I did this, so I really wanted to keep my budget under $1,000, and I think that we have a very good setup here for under $1,000. So some things that I highly recommend that you do if you're going to do this project is, number one, make sure that when you buy the power cord that you're buying one that would actually fit through in the back here, there's tubes that you put the wires down through. So you actually stick the wire in here and it comes out the bottom down there, and then you plug it into the wall so you don't have wires hanging. Unfortunately, the power strip that I bought has this big square chunky thing that does not fit into this little section here, so I was unable to do that. So I ended up having to zip tie the wire here so that it's not completely visible from the front going down. But this is all on wheels, so we can move this anywhere in the office. And then I think this is about if I remember correctly, I'll look it up. I think it was a 55-inch TV. It's a very good sized TV. You can see it from all the way back in the room. It's really good quality. It's a Vizio. I think it was around $250. Again, you're going to see that one before this video when I do the breakdown. A microphone is super important because we do have a webcam on this, but the webcam mics are not very good, and especially if you're standing far away, it's not very good. These are much better, and they're not that expensive. You can get a nice microphone for under $100, and they usually come with a pretty big wire, so you can, put the microphone on the table to get it closer to whoever's speaking. Or if you really want to spend the money, you can always get a wireless mic, which would be even better, right? So, but again, this was a budget project. We had a budget of $1,000, and we came in significantly under that. So you have the remote for turning up and down the volume. So I always keep the PC at 100%, and then we use the volume for up and down. And then the media keyboard, which is super important. I always recommend getting a keyboard that's wireless and has the trackpad built into it. So if you're handing this around, let's just say in a business meeting, you don't have to hand a keyboard and then turn around and hand a mouse out. Now, when you talk about the webcam, this is where you don't want to go cheap at. You want to get something that's good. Logitech makes some really good webcams, and I believe this one is under $100 still, but it's really good quality. Their webcams that are around $30, $40, not so good quality. Even though they say 1080p, it's just not the same quality. So I highly recommend you don't skimp that much on the webcam. Now, if you look at the back, the PC is actually an HP. And it's a pretty small square PC, and it's fanless, it's super quiet. There are a lot of wires back here, so don't mind that. It's not as organized as I would probably like it to be, but it's completely not visible from anywhere but right behind the TV. So, but this particular device does not have an HDMI, so you have to buy a cable to convert the display adapter to HDMI, which we did. And then you get the power brick right here and the power cable and the webcam and the microphone. So it's actually a pretty simple setup. And then this is the finished product, and I will tell you exactly how much I spent on it once I do the computer tutorial and show you all the products that we used. And again, you can make changes if you want a little bit more powerful PC. It's just going to raise your budget a little bit, right? So overall, that is the finished product. It is on wheels. It can go anywhere in the office. It's pretty lightweight too, so if you need to pick it up, you can. And it's a great setup for a conference room. Now, if you're just using this in the conference room and you don't have wacky walls like this right here, you can absolutely just mount a flat screen and still put the computer and everything on the back of the flat screen, and it will have the same effect for you. But for our setup, we needed the TV stand, and it's definitely a nice little setup. We also, in our other conference room downstairs, we have a touchscreen setup that's similar to this that we went through a company to get. It was extremely expensive. They ended up breaking up into payments. It's like a lease situation, and we really wish we would have never done that because the lease is still not up yet. The machine is now old and out of date, and the touchscreen really doesn't work all that good anymore. So it's pretty much this setup with a much higher price tag. So anyways, that was the whole setup there. Okay, so that was my tutorial on how to set up a media center or office center PC with a TV, and in my situation, we set it up on wheels since we couldn't mount it to the wall, all for under $1,000. I'm going to get the exact number for you. If you have any questions, please comment below. Please subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out, letting me know that I have an audience to talk to. And we're going to keep these videos rolling for you. And I hope you're enjoying everything. Have a wonderful day and stay safe.